Here is It's a Sin to Tell a Lie by Steve Goodman, his version. So what we got at the beginning, can't hear over the crowd noise what he's kind of noodling around before that, but we'll call this the beginning right here. He's going from C9. It's kind of an up-tempo shuffle. And we got C9 in 7th position here. That's with the first finger on the 5th string. That's an E. Then we got B flat, D, and G. The C is implied. He's doing it without it. We're going to move that down a half step at a time. So you got B, 9, B flat 9, and A9. Okay, so that sounds like this. Okay, so the next two bars, we got 5-1 in the key of G, so that's D7. And G6 with the G ringing out on the top. Now you'll notice that I am damping the 4th string with the inside of my ring finger, so it's not G13. So you can either damp this string or you can fret both strings with the ring finger. I can't really do that with this guitar. Some I can. But anyway, the two chords. Now I think we're going to repeat the previous 4 bars. Check that out, make sure.
Little song I used to sing when I was working under the name Fats Waller.
All right, he does return to the chords, but now he's talking, so it's a little more subdued. He's using a bass note. Okay. So it's alternating the bass from D to A, and then G to D. Yeah. So now I'm on measure 7.
Little song I used to sing when I was working under the name Fats Waller.
And I think he's doing that again for bar 9 and 10. Does a little rhythmic thing in the last measure before the song starts proper. So kind of a Bo Diddley beat. Yeah. Okay, now we're into the melody that he's going to outline on the acoustic. Let me back up a little bit so we can hear ourselves getting into it. So that's da-da-da or da-da-da. So we got a G triad on strings 4, 3, and 2, and we're going to start with the B. Maybe, yeah, down and then up, down on the 4th string, and then a D on the 2nd string. And then we're gonna move down a half step, and that's F sharp, right? And he's letting that open A ring out in there. Don't worry about it too much. It sounds good. It kind of keeps the groove going. Part of his style to not be super close with his fingering and strumming. He just keeps the groove going all by himself. It also spells kind of a cool chord. It's supposed to just be probably another G, actually. Yeah. So he plays that. Slide up with your pinky to an F sharp on the 7th fret of string 2. I love you. And that's back to G6. But he kind of takes his hand off the guitar and lets that be his G chord. So now, after that open, he goes back to a fretted G. Then you got B7. Then we got a little walk down. So that's from B7 in first position, you got C, then E7 over B, and then A minor. Yep. Okay, now we're going to sort of be going millions of hearts. And that's going to be some kind of scratching with some diatonic 6 in the key of G. So you're going to, I would slide with the 3rd and 4th fingers up from 5 to 7 on strings 4 and 2. And there's going to be a little bit of open 5th and 3rd string in there. So you slide that one up, come back down, and then with the other 2 fingers you got F sharp and D, and then you move that down to open position. Yeah, I'm just checking to make sure I'm still recording. Okay, so I'm going to hammer on that little G there, and then E7 in 5th position. So we go from G to E7, and then A9. He might be playing that all the way up here. Same chord in 5th position is A on the 7th fret, C sharp on the 6th fret of string 3, G on the 8th fret, and B on the top. Kind of better down here because then you get the open A. And then we finally got, I think it's maybe D9. Yeah! Yeah, probably. Yeah, and then I think we're going to do this melody again. Yeah. Gonna dress it up with a fill here. So that is from that slide that we did before. We're going to have open. And then I think this starts on beat 3. 1, 2. Oh, we got 2. That's on beat 3, a down up. So it's. Yeah. So you got a down up and then B to G, sorry, B to D on the second string. And then this is a mostly G major pentatonic in open position. E, G, E, D, B. And then we got a flat third, B flat on the third string. And I'm going to pull that off to A and G. And then I'm going to hit the A again. I'm going to hit the A again. And then E, D. So we got. That's a lick to know and use. He starts a little bit later than you expect. 1, 2. Yeah. Keeping that groove going. And then right out of that, what is that? Sounds like a C with G as its lowest note on the 5th fret. Let me make sure. That's, well, if it's the same as before, then that should be a B, right? Right? I think so. Something kind of like that. I'm going to do it slower. Yeah. So it's so you got C, then E7 again, but I don't think it has the D this time. Could be wrong about that. Yeah, it does actually. And then we got C. And then this is actually A7 flat 9. It looks like E diminished in second position. So you got E, B flat, C sharp, G. So that's A7 actually. And the flat 9 is in the middle of the chord. And a little slide up into that. To keep that right hand cranking. This is the same fill, only shorter. Without the repeats in it. Aha, there's an F sharp in there. Let me do it slow so you can hear it. Yeah. I was wrong about that. It's not pentatonic. putting some, I'm not sure if he really means to do this. He must, huh? Because when I play it up to speed, it's going to be hard to hear that. It's going to be hard to do it the same way every time, for sure. So anyway, that's good enough, right? Just try to get F sharp instead of G. Then there's some kind of savage strumming happening up next, right at the end here. So let's check that out.
Just be.
Savage strumming. We're going to have to slow that down too. Da-doom. We're going to have it from that. We're going to slide from E up to G. And then you're going to hit its open strings, right? And then I think there's another C. Oh, I'm sorry, that's A7. Sounds like a D coming up there. I think it may be D7. Let's go with that. So A7, open, D9, D7, so we get this melody moving, and then G6 at the end. Just gotta get used to it. Okay, moving right along.
Just be sure when you.
Yes, it's true. Not yes, it's true. It's just be sure when you say.
Just be sure when.
Just be sure. Okay, so now we're into the verse. Some words.
Just be sure when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie.
So that's going to be the same chords.
When you say I love you, it's a sin to tell a lie.
Once again, that's G, B7, C, E7, A minor. Just be sure when you say I love you, it's a sin to tell a lie.
When you say I love you, it's a sin to tell a lie. Millions of hearts.
Millions of hearts at D7.
Are broken.
Same stuff.
Just 'cause
And then A7, just because these words were spoken.
those words were spoken.
Just because these words were spoken. You got a little.
Just 'cause those words were spoken.
Spoken. He suspends the vocal, but not the chord, I don't think. Just because these words were spoken. I love you. Yes, it's true.
Spoken. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you. If you break my heart, I'll cry.
You kind of jammed that fill in there that time.
I love you. If you break my heart, I'll.
He also jammed the vocals back in after that. If you break my heart, I'll die. Yeah.
I love you. If you break my heart, I'll cry. Just be sure it's true when you say.
Just be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. Yeah.
I love you. If you break my heart, I'll cry. Just be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin.
He does a chromatic walk down that time. Yeah. So from C, A7 flat 9, or you could call it also C7 flat 9, or C sharp diminished, actually. If you're thinking in terms of blues, you would want to just call this a sharp 4 diminished chord. So, sure that it's true when you say I love you. So we're going from 1 to 6 in the key of G. That's open E7. It's a sin. Then it's going to be 2, 5, 1.
Sin to tell a lie.
Yeah, it's a sin to tell a lie. Okay. I'm going to take a little break now and come back to work on the solo. All right. Have I got signal? Yes. Checking out the solo. The important thing is to keep in mind the basic chord changes of the song. I've got those written down right here, and I will put them up for you. We got basically the same chords as the verse, but a couple of them are taken away to make it a little easier to solo or to make it more sensible. So I'm going to go through that solo a couple bars at a time and show you what's happening. If at any time there's something that you can't play, you can just go back to strumming the chords, and he does quite a bit of that in this solo near the end. And just follow that basic form. It's a 16-bar form, except in this solo he adds 2 extra bars at the end, a little turnaround. He's probably just doing that to get ready to sing. So here we go. Here's the end of the the end of the previous verse and the beginning of the solo. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because that would require me to memorize it, and that would take, I'd have to practice it every day for a week, you know. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to step through it with you. Okay, so the first part, and actually I'd like to slow this down a little bit so you can hear the notes. Yeah. got we're going to slide up to G major in the 7th position like this. Point that down a little bit. So slide from D to E on the 7th to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. And so we got a G on the 8th fret of string 2, and then a bend from A to B on the 10th fret, and then a release. Then you're going to hit E on the 9th fret and G again. And then with your pinky, you're going to start a descending chromatic line on the 1st string from the 10th. 1 fret at a time down to the 7th string. All right, so we got, and then we're going to pull off from C to B on the 8th to the 7th fret. And up a tempo, yeah. It's going to do something like that. So what we're doing is going back down on the G major triad right here. So we got the pull off from C to B, then G again. Let's put that back on 70% speed. Yeah. And a little slide back up to E, and then G, A, G on the 2nd string, 8, 10, 8. And then we're going to climb up the pentatonic scale. E, G, A, and then slide up to B on the 12th fret. And that's going to be an outline of the chord G major. Instead of here, now we're playing it there. Okay, so we got, he keeps the rhythm going there on that chord. And then he's going to slide into the next chord on beat 3 of measure 3. That's B7. He's just going to use the first, the root and 3rd of that chord. So he's like that. A little slide. So that's B and D sharp on the 11th fret of the 1st string. And then for measure 4, he's going to walk down those chords. C, so you're just going to move that shape up 1 fret. And then you're going to play D and B on the 1st and 2nd string. And then you're going to move that shape down to 8th position, and that is A minor. You go something like that there. Let's hear it again. It just stays on. Okay. Now let's move up. So now we're on D7 on line 2 of this form. And that's going to be a slide on F sharp on the 3rd string, 11th fret. So we're outlining D7 with the 3rd and root. It's going to open a little slop there. He just kind of strums that for a bar. So the next measure is going to be G6, and we'll see what he does there. Sounds like he chromatically. Yeah. So we got D and then D flat. And then we're going to approach G major from below, and I think it's going to be the 5th and 3rd of that chord on the 3rd and 1st strings. Something like that. Yeah. There's an open D in there. That's kind of cool. Not an A. Yeah. Make it a pull off to open. Yeah. Now we're on to the A7, and he's actually going to play A9 there. I think we've seen that chord before. I'm going to go write A9 on the chart. And he's just going to like strum it with reckless abandon, I believe. Yeah. And the okay, now so then we go from there to D7. I'm just going to strum that too. And then in the middle of that measure, sounds like a fill is starting. Yeah, it's on beat 3, so you got. What? Okay, yeah. So we're going to play just G major pentatonic in open position. Okay, so you're going to go G, A, B, D, E, G, and then we're going to come back down on the top 2 strings. So we got E, D, B. Okay, and then there's that pull off or slide from B flat to A on the way down. So we got had B flat, A, G, and then another A, G, and then E to D on the 4th string. And then he's going to slide up to a 3-note G major triad on the top 3 strings. Then there's the same lick, but it's like sounds like a shorter version. Yeah. And that starts on the downbeat. So that's on beat 1 of the next measure. Open B, D, E, G. Stock bluegrass lick. It's the same as before, but you don't have that repetition on the 3rd string. That's all it is. Then he finishes, he goes right into another G and then some open. And then we have that piece. We're just going to follow the chords here. So that's bar 11 and 12 on the page. third and fourth measure in line 3. Something like that. Did I do that wrong? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, this time it's not A minor. He substitutes A7 flat 9 here. So I'll write that in for you. Okay, so back up. Okay. This time it's a little something different in the last line. It's kind of like a a 4 minor sound. You know that it's kind of normally used in pop songs from the 60s, but he's doing it here. So it's kind of nice. Moving along, we're almost done. So this time it's G6, G flat 6, F6. When you get to E7 in beat 4 of measure 14, you're going to keep that D on the top. So first you got G6, G flat 6, F6, and then play an open E7 and keep your pinky down. Then you're going to have A7, D7, I mean A9, excuse me. Then he makes it longer so that he can fit this extended lick with some chromatic notes in it here at the end. I checked this out earlier. So this starts right on the downbeat of measure 16. That's the last measure in line 4. And it's going to extend over into the next bar, I guess. Yeah. So we got, let me get into it from before. We're going to start with an open B and then go back to the 3rd string. So that's right on the downbeat. So we got open B, G, A, B flat, and then chromatic. Open, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd on the next 2 strings. Get your flat picking chops up. Yes. skip back to the second string and go from open to the third, and then G, and then a pull off from B flat. Same ending with the other licks had. Yeah, that's at half speed right there. So that's extending over the bar line, right? 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2. And he kind of goes 2 E and a 3 and 4. And then in the last measure, he just hits the 1 and 5 chords again.
I love you.
And then we're back to the verse. And it's only the second half of the verse. So if you start on line 3 of this form, I love you, yes I do, I love you. If you break my heart, I'll cry. So be sure that it's true when you say I love you. Just sin to tell a lie. And he's gonna tag it, just going 1 6. Sin to tell a lie. Sin to tell a lie. Like that. So let's listen to that.
I love you, yes I do, I love you. If you break my heart, I'll cry. But the sure do. That's I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie. It's a sin to tell.
Kind of the same lick at the end there. Let me back up a little bit. The chords are slightly different.
Yes I do, I love you.
This is the same.
If you break my heart, I'll cry.
This is a different voicing of B7. He goes, he wants that A up there on the top. He might be doing it there, but it sounds like it's here. Pattern 4 is 7th position of B7.
Heart, I'll cry. But
Yeah.
yes, I do, I love you. If you break my heart, I'll cry. But
Sounds like he's trying to keep that A on the top.
I'll cry.
Maybe check that out. It's not really important.
But
Everybody's paying attention to the vocal now anyway, so. But, hey, this is what I'm here for. Can't really hear the third. Just didn't hit it. Just be true. Okay, so that's all the same as before, except when he gets back to this, his tag is not, it's a little slightly different rhythm. That's nice. line. Let's check out what it is. Da-da-dun-da. Along with the clam, there's chromatic notes on the third string this time. So we're going to do it on all three strings. Real slow. A little slide on the last one, but it's so fast when you hear it. It might not have been on purpose. Yeah. A little extra here. Right. And then that's a double stop when he does that slide. So the whole thing, open G, chromatic, open B, chromatic, open E, chromatic, coming down on pentatonic here, E, B flat, A, pull off to G, and then slide a double stop A minor, that's A and C, up to B and D. And then you're going to slide that B back down to A on the third string, and then pull off E to D to open G, and then a harmonic on the top four strings. Sorry, 5 strings. There's an A in there. Get them all. Yeah. 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 Kind of drags it out. Okay, all right, that's the whole thing. I would play it all for you, but I can't remember it, sorry. Here we go.